गुड इवनिंग फ्रेंड, वेलकम टू अवर चैनल एग्जामपुर आईएएस इंग्लिश मीडियम। आप सभी का हमारे परिवार एग्जामपुर में स्वागत है। सो टुडे इन दिस सेशन वी आर गोइंग टू कंटिन्यू विद द करंट अफेयर फ्रॉम द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ मेंस, एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट व्हाटएवर द करंट अफेयर वी आर कवरिंग, आई एम ट्राइंग टू cover all the different dimensions associated with it, and if certain static portion is required to, we are covering it too. Okay, so is it okay? जल्दी जल्दी सभी बच्चे जुड़ जाए सेशन के लिए, सभी बच्चे जुड़ जाइए सेशन के लिए। Is it okay for everyone? Voice and video quality is okay? Please do confirm from your side so that we can resume our session. Okay, chलिए, let us resume. So the first topic that we have to discuss is about your flex fuel vehicles. Flex fuel vehicles. We know that we have signed the Paris Climate Agreement, and apart from that, we have our own nationally determined contributions taken up. And in the Copenhagen, we have seen that we have to reduce our pollution. We have to reduce our pollution 50% from 2005 level. So now, because of this only, we are moving towards ethanol economy. We are moving towards the blending of ethanol in petrol and diesel, and apart from that, we are moving toward the flex fuel vehicle. So what is flex fuel vehicle? Recently, the government has advised the automobile manufacturer in India to start manufacturing flex fuel vehicles and flex fuel strong hybrid electrical vehicles. So here we have to discuss what is flex fuel vehicle, and apart from that, what is flex fuel strong electrical vehicles. ठीक है ना? And both are compliant with Bharat 6 stage norms. Both are compliant with Bharat 6 stage norms. So first of all, we have to see what is flex fuel vehicle. What is the advantages of flex fuel vehicle? So when you talk about flex fuel vehicle, flex fuel engine based vehicle use a blend of gasoline and ethanol. So flex means what? Flex fuel vehicle. So flex means here you have to use a blend of gasoline and ethanol. Gasoline means गैसोलीन भी आप इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं, और पेट्रोल भी, गैसोलीन इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं, साथ साथ में आप जो है इथानॉल का भी प्रयोग कर सकते हैं. दिस इज कॉल्ड फ्लेक्स फ्यूल व्हीकल. यहाँ पे जो फ्लेक्स फ्यूल व्हीकल, वन ऑफ द इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग ऑफ फ्लेक्स फ्यूल व्हीकल इज दैट either you can completely run this vehicle on gasoline, or either you can completely run this vehicle on ethanol. Are you getting a point? You can either, one of the important advantages of flex fuel is that either you can completely run the engine on gasoline, either you can completely run the engine on ethanol, or you can go for the blending. You can go for the blending also. ठीक है ना? Then if you talk about the good flex fuel vehicle, in it 83% ethanol is there and 17% gasoline. Okay, 83% ethanol is there, and apart from that 17% of gasoline is there. ठीक है? So you have seen that flex fuel vehicle जो है, 3 probabilities there. 100, either you go for the 100% gasoline, or you go for the 100% ethanol, or you have the probability of 83% of ethanol can be used, and apart from that 17% of gasoline can be used. Generally it is seen that whenever you are using ethanol, the calorific value is very less, and because of this low calorific value, the impulse generated is low. But this is not in the cases of flex fuel vehicles, because in flex fuel vehicles, our engines, or particularly when you talk about the engine, our engine system is such a design that it is having comparatively equivalent torque generated either by the burning of ethanol, or by the blending of ethanol or gasoline. ठीक है? Now, what is flex fuel strong hybrid electrical vehicles? What is flex fuel strong hybrid electrical vehicles? So when flex fuel vehicle is integrated along with strong hybrid electrical technology. It is referred to as flex fuel vehicles, strong electrical vehicles. That means what? We are talking about the flex fuel vehicles. So we are talking about the flex fuel vehicles. Flex fuel vehicles. So flex fuel vehicles. Talking about the flex fuel vehicle. We are talking about the flex fuel vehicle. So it is having three probability. First is what? Either you can run the engine on 100% ethanol, 100% ethanol, 100% ethanol, okay, 100% ethanol, or it is having the probability that you can 100% gasoline also, and apart from that you can go for the blending also. Blending means one of the best combination is your 83% of ethanol in combination with 17% of the gasoline. 83% of the ethanol, 83% ethanol in combination of 17% of gasoline. 17% of gasoline. This is the combination. But if it is combined with the electrical technology, if it is combined with electrical technology, if it is combined with electrical technology, then we call it as your flex fuel strong hybrid electrical vehicle. Then we can call it as flex fuel strong hybrid electrical vehicle. Is it okay? Now, what is the advantages of using your flex fuel vehicle? Why the government is promoting your flex fuel vehicle? So if you can see that it provides options. First of all, it is providing the option either you can run the engine 100% on gasoline, or you are having the option of running the engine on 100% gasoline. Apart from that, you are also having the opportunity of utilizing a blend one, and the best possible combination is your 83% of the gasoline along with 83% of the ethanol along with 17% of the gasoline. Apart from that, it is also providing the opportunity to go for an integrated electrical vehicle too. Apart from that, target date of achieving 20% ethanol blending with petrol has been advanced by 5 years on ethanol. Flex fuel engines are capable of running 100% of petrol. Reduce the dependence of oil imports. Now, what are the challenges? In adopting the flex fuel vehicle technology? So first is you require additional investment from auto components. Because why additional investment is required? Because you're going for the flex fuel. That means you require a lot of changes in the engine components. Lot of changes is required in the engine components. But because of this, one, lot of changes is required. Lots of changes is required in engine technology. Lots of challenges required in engine technology. Use of ethanol in engine can lead to corrosion and damage. If the proper advancement, if the proper modification is not being carried out in the engine, there is a very high possibility that if you are going for the application of ethanol, the internal part of the engine will get corroded. Or if you are utilizing the blending also, and the best probable blending is always, you have to remember, it's around your 83% of the ethanol in combination with 17% of the gasoline. If we are utilizing the blending, or if you are totally going for the ethanol also, and if the modification of the engine is not being carried out, then what will happen? There will be corrosion in the engine. That means आपकी engine की life जो है वो आपकी कम हो जाएगी. ठीक है? And ethanol is also not as economical as gasoline, as it does not provide the same level of fuel efficiency. Now we have to see. We have talked about that when you talk about the flex fuel, or either if you talk about the flex fuel strong hybrid electrical vehicles, both are moving towards the Bharat 6 stage norm. You must know that we have switched from directly Bharat stage form to Bharat stage 6 norm, and Bharat stage 5 norm is being bypassed. Reason being Reason is we have to control our pollutant level. We have to control our pollutant level. Now, what is the advantages of using the Bharat 6 stage norm? So you can see that in Bharat 6 fuel, Bharat stage 6 norms, particularly if the engine is compliant with Bharat stage 6, the volume of particulate matter 2.5, when you talk about the particulate 2.5, ranges from 20 to 40 micrograms per cubic meter, whereas Bharat stage 6 fuel, it is up to the 120 micrograms per. So if you talk about, if you are using your Bharat stage 4 norm, it releases around 120 micrograms of particulate matter 2.5 per cubic meter. But if you are shifting towards the Bharat stage 6 norm, it drastically drops from 120 to 20. Okay. Apart from that, when Bharat stage 6 norms, when the engine is compliant with Bharat 6 stage, the sulfur content, it brings down the sulfur pollution. It brings down the sulfur content by 5 times. That 5 times. Generally, if you see, if you are using Bharat stage 4 norm, what happens? Sulfur release is around 50 parts per billion. But if you have switched to Bharat stage 6 norm, only 10 ppm of sulfur will be released. That means it reduces the sulfur reduces the sulfur emission by around 50%. Okay. So because of this only we are shifting towards the shifting. You can see that, suppose you can see that if this is the Bharat stage 4 compliant engine, on the other hand we are having Bharat stage 6. Okay, so if you consider particulate matter of PM 2.5, how much it is releasing? It is releasing around 120 micrograms per cubic meter cube. But on the other hand, if you see the Bharat stage 6 norm, how much it is releasing? It is releasing around 20 to 40 milligram per meter cube. First thing. Apart from that, you can see that when you talk about the sulfur pollutant, when you talk about sulfur emission, sulfur is being emitted in the form of SOx. So how much it is releasing? The sulfur, it is, if the engine is compliant with Bharat stage 6 norm, how much it will release? It will release around 50 parts per million. On the other hand, if you are shifting towards the Bharat stage 6 compliant engine, how much it is going to release? It is going to release around your 10 ppm. That is why we have moved towards the Bharat stage 6 norms. Apart from that, with Bharat 6 fuel, for every 1 kilometer, a car will emit 80% less particulate matter and nearly 70% less nitrogen dioxide also. सीसेट की तैयारी करनी चाहिए कब से? देखिए, सीसेट की तैयारी है, इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन योर लेवल. आपका लेवल क्या है उसके अनुसार. इफ अगर मान के चलिए कि अगर आपका लेवल जो है आप वीक हैं, काफी वीक हैं, आपको पता है कि इट विल टेक टाइम, तो स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द टुडे इटसेल्फ. आप जो अभी से स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं. एक एक घंटा रोज दिया कीजिए. जस्ट अ मिनट. Okay, it depends upon your level. आपका लेवल क्या? अगर आपका लेवल, if your level is strong, then you can prepare from December itself. But if you find that कि अगर आपका लेवल कमजोर है, then it's the best time to start. Start just devoting your 30 minutes, 30 मिनट, आधा घंटा, 1 घंटा रोज दिया कीजिए. ठीक है. Is it clear? चलिए. Now, air pollutant in Bharat stage 6 fuel are much less as compared to Bharat stage 4 fuel. चलिए, okay. Now we have to go for study regarding another policy that is called 3D printing policy. Is it clear? Niranjan Kumar, are you preparing for UPSC? आपके UPSC के prepare कर रहे हैं? If you are preparing for the UPSC for English medium, please do let me know. Are you added in your Drona group? Drona group में आप हैं? बताइए. Are you there in your Drona group? चलिए. So now we have to study regarding 3D printing policy. What is 3D printing policy? Generally, 3D printing policy is also known by its another name, that is called additive engineering. So we have to study what is 3D policy. Apart from that, why the government is focusing more toward the additive engineering, or we call it at 3D. ठीक है? So Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology is planning a 3D printing policy, because now the manufacturing units, if we talk about the manufacturing units, they are basically moving towards the additive engineering because of the more application of additive engineering. It is the need of the hour to prepare 3D printing. Now suppose think of this bottle. Now generally if you consider nowadays this bottle this bottle can be prepared with the help of additive engineering. Even this mouse can be prepared with the help of additive engineering. ठीक है ना? So we are moving towards the new concept of additive engineering, and because of this only it has become imperative that the government decides a 3D printing policy. So policy will help develop a conducive ecosystem for design, development deployment of 3D printing and additive manufacturing. Because of the policy, it will provide a conducive ecosystem where the organization, where the enterprises, where the company can think of utilizing additive engineering for the purpose of manufacturing of 3D products. The policy would promote 3D printing on an industrial scale and will help domestic companies overcome technical and economical barriers. Now we have to see what is 3D printing. 3D printing होता क्या है? What is about 3D printing? 3D printing है क्या? ठीक है? So additive manufacturing or 3D printing is defined as a technology that constructs a three-dimensional object from a digital 3D model or a computer-aided design model by adding material by material. So what do you understand by 3D printing policy? What do you understand by 3D additive engineering? 3D printing, or you can call it as additive engineering. What is those? What is this? Additive engineering. Now what is this? So suppose you must be knowing CAD, computer aided diagram. Now this is your system. In this system, what you are developing certain, in this system you are developing a product just like cube-like structure. So this product is being developed, and the product is being developed by the method of CAD, computer aided design. This software is called CAD. ठीक है ना? इसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? Computer aided design. So now suppose you have to develop the 3D of this. Now how it can be developed? First of all, from the computer itself, you will calculate the volume of this product and how much item will be required for this product. Everything will be get calculated. Now this CAD it will be directly connected. It will be directly connected to the additive engineering. And layer by layer this product will get developed. Layer by layer this product will get developed. Layer by layer this product will get developed. So this is nothing but additive engineering. ठीक है? यहाँ अगर आप when you talk about the manufacturing plant is more or less inching toward the additive engineering because it is very much accurate. ठीक है? So now already you have seen what is 3D printing. So additive manufacturing or 3D printing is defined as the technology that constructed three-dimensional, not two-dimensional, three-dimensional object from a digital 3D model or a computer-aided design model by adding material layer by layer. The addition of material can happen in multiple ways like power deposition, resin curing, filament fusing. The deposition and solidification are controlled by computer to create a three-dimensional project. Now how it is being controlled? It is being controlled with the help of computer aided design. Computer aided design जो है, through computer aided design you can control the, you can calculate what is the volume, ठीक है ना, what is the volume. And the same अगर बात करेंगे, अगर उसको हम लोग उसको, if you want to develop it also through that system, you are able to control it. You are able to control it. This object can be almost any shape or geometry. 3D printing is opposite of subtractive tradition. Subtractive मतलब समझते हैं, suppose the best example I would like to quote of your subtractive manufacturing is, suppose मान के चलिए कि आपके घर में knife है, you are using knife, लेकिन sometimes you feel that the knife is not properly working, knife मोटा हो चुका है, then what you'll do, you'll go to the जो आपके लोहार होते हैं उसके पास जाइएगा, बोलेगा जो है इसको शार्पन करने के लिए, they are using the process of grinding. Now they will grind it. So on by the process of grinding क्या होगा, that will become sharpened. तो इसको हम लोग subtractive manufacturing कहते हैं, subtractive manufacturing कहते हैं. Generally in the industrial area you are using the lathe machine for the purpose of your subtractive manufacturing. So 3D printing जो बात करेंगे, 3D printing जो है, additive manufacturing जो है, it is opposite of your subtractive manufacturing. It allows the creation of lighter, more complex design that are too difficult or too expensive to build using traditional dies, molds, milling and machine. ठीक है? Is it okay? चलिए. So now you can see that material development, design, modeling and simulations, material processing layer, final product. This is a general layout how the 3D printing generally works. First of all, material development, model design and simulation. Model design means, suppose if you want to develop mouse, so first of all you have to create the 3D dimension of it. Okay now, and then you have to simulate it. Simulations mean the simulation. Suppose first of all you are going to create the product in 2D dimension. After that, using the CAD, you will get converted into 3D. And after that, this is called simulation. After that, you have to calculate what is the, how much is the volume required, what is the volume, how much is the material required. So this is called material processing and layering, and the final product is being developed. So this is how, suppose 3D CAD model. 3D CAD model में क्या है? You have developed this bottle. ठीक है? तो you can see that now presently it is two-dimensional bottle is being developed. After it, what you will see? Sliced layer, इसको आपने layer by layer कर दिया, so that you can calculate how much material is required. Now this is a 3D printer. Now this machine is जो है, आपने इस model prototype को निकाल लिया, and now you have to construct the 3D printer. ये 3D printer जो, it is being controlled by CAD machine itself. ठीक है ना? So that it will be developed layer by layer, and now this 3D object is being developed. 3D object is being developed. Is it okay? Is it okay? ठीक है? Okay? See, if any doubt, please do let me know. चलिए. So some application areas of 3D printing. Generally, if you see that in the mains, or even if you see in the cases of prelims, the questions of application are being asked. ठीक है ना? The questions of application are being asked. Okay. So some applications are, it is useful in the construction. Construction में कैसे? Construction में you can use this 3D printing for the purpose of constructing a two-dimensional object. After that you are going to convert the 3D dimensions. और 3D dimensions के बाद जो है आप जो उसका क्या कर सकते हैं? 3D dimensions के बाद उसका डेवलपमेंट आप स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं. मेडिकल एंड एलाइड सेक्टर, ऑटो एंड एंसिलरी, ऑटो एंड मोटर स्पेयर पार्ट. देखिए आज की डेट में बात की, इन द प्रेजेंट वर्ल्ड इफ यू टॉक अबाउट द 3D printing or you can talk about the additive manufacturing, these are basically used in the auto component industry. याद रखिएगा, auto component industry. More or extensive use of additive manufacturing. Extensive use of additive या फिर extensive use of additive या फिर you can say 3D printing is seen in the case of auto components manufacturing. Auto components manufacturing. ठीक है? Is it okay? Is it clear? बताइए. ठीक है? Any doubt? Please do let me know. चलो ठीक है. Now we will go for studying genome editing. ठीक है? We are going to study CAR-T. That means ceramic antigen receptor T technology. ठीक है ना? ceramic okay. Please do let me know if there is any doubt. बताइए. ठीक है? चलिए ठीक है. Now we have to study this CAR. We have to study this CAR technology. Now, what is this CAR technology and how this technology is developed? Let us study. After that, I am going to means हम लोग देखने की कोशिश करेंगे कि how the T cells are being converted into CAR T cells. ठीक है ना? Okay. चलिए. So recently Department of Biotechnology supported first ceramic antigen receptor T cell therapy was conducted. ठीक है ना? First, welcome अजीत जी. You are late. बताइए. ठीक है? चलिए. अजीत जी, आर यू देयर इन द क्लास? अजीत, आर यू देयर इन द क्लास? ठीक है. So what is this and how the T cells are being converted into CAR ceramic antigen receptors and what is the benefit out of it? Ajit Kumar, are you there in my class? Chaliye, please do comment. So about CAR T therapy, it is the way to get immune cells and T cells, a type of white blood cell, to fight cancer by editing them in a lab so that they can find and destroy cancer cells. T cells are taken from a patient blood and are changed into the lab by adding a gene from a man-made receptor called CAR T This helps them better identify a specific cancer antigen. The CAR T cells are then given back to the patients. It is sometimes talked about as a type of cell-based gene editing because it involves altering a gene inside the T cells to help them attack the cancer. See now how this T cell जो है, ठीक है ना? So see, first of all we should see what is T cells and what is the function of T cells and what is the importance of T cells. See, when you talk about, suppose this is a particular virus, ठीक है ना? Suppose this is a particular virus. Over the surface okay, this is the protein that is being attached to the surface. ठीक है, this is the protein that is being attached to the surface of a virus, and this particular protein is called antigen. Now what happens? This is our cell. When this virus penetrates into a cell, it is engulfed by monocytic cells. जब virus हमारा enter करेगा, then this particular virus will get engulfed. This particular virus जो है, it will get engulfed by monocytic cells. This is a monocytic cell. So what is monocytic cell? Basically, when you talk about the monocytic cell, it's a part of your WBC, white blood cell. You know that white blood cell जो है, it's a part of your immune system. When you talk about the monocytic cell, ये क्या आपका WBC cells का हिस्सा है. So this monocytic cell, what it will do? It will engulf this virus. This virus will get engulfed. But one of the important thing, what it will do? The antigen. And when you talk about the antigen, what it is? जब आप बात करते हैं, the surface protein जो है, this surface protein will get attached over it. This surface protein जो है, it will get attached over it. Okay, attach it over it. Now in our blood, CD4 cells are there. CD4 cells are there. These CD4 cells are continuously moving here and there in the blood, and the basic aim is to find out whether our body is being invaded with antigens. The basic purpose is to see whether our body is being invaded with certain antigens or not. ठीक है? So what is this CD4 cells? जब CD4 cells के बारे में हम बात करेंगे, so their basic purpose is to detect whether our body is being invaded with antigen. CD4 cells जो है, the basic purpose is to detect. Basic purpose is to detect whether our body is invaded, basic purpose is to detect whether our body is invaded by antigen. ठीक है ना? After it has found, after it will see that CD4 cells जो होते हैं, अजीत जी, CD4 cells क्या होते हैं? CD4 cells क्या है? इसे T cells भी कह सकते हैं, CD4 cells भी कह सकते हैं, T cells भी कह सकते हैं. These are basically immune cells that are continuously moving here and there in the blood, and their basic aim जो है is to see whether our body is being invaded with antigen. क्या हमारे body में antigens enter किए हैं, ठीक है ना? And once it is detected that our body is being invaded by antigens, ठीक है ना, what it will do? It is going to transmit this communication. To our immune system. Immune system को ये communicate is going to communicate to our immune system. भैया ऐसा है, our body is being invaded with antigen. So in the immune system we are having T lymphocytic cells are there, B lymphocytic cells are there. ठीक है ना? We are having B lymphocytic cell and T lymphocytic cell. T lymphocytic cell. ठीक है? T lymphocytic cell. Okay, T lymphocytic cell. So this is how our immune system works. Once it communicates to our cell, particularly if we talk about B lymphocytic cell, B lymphocytic cell, ठीक है ना? What it will do? ठीक है ना? What it will do? After detecting that our body is being invaded with antigen, it will release the antibody. Is being released. And this particular antibody, it is going to fight with the antigen and it is going to destroy the antigen. But at the same time, you must know that once it has released the antibody against a particular antigen, इम्यूनोलॉजिकल मेमोरी इज गोइंग टू गेट डेवलप. इम्यूनोलॉजिकल, ये क्या होगा, बी लिम्फोसाइटिक सेल में जो है इम्यूनोलॉजिकल मेमोरी, इम्यूनोलॉजिकल मेमोरी, इम्यूनोलॉजिकल मेमोरी जो होगा, इम्यूनोलॉजिकल मेमोरी जो है, इम्यूनोलॉजिकल मेमोरी इज गोइंग टू गेट डेवलप्ड. इम्यूनोलॉजिकल मेमोरी इज गोइंग टू गेट डेवलप्ड. ठीक है. एंड व्हाट इज द फंक्शन ऑफ दिस इम्यूनोलॉजिकल मेमोरी? दिस पर्टिकुलर इम्यूनोलॉजिकल मेमोरी रिटेन्स, याद रखता है what type of antibody it has released against a particular antigen. ठीक है ना. if again our body is being invaded by same type of antigen, our antibody, our immune system जो है, अपना immune system जो, it is going to recall from its immunological memory. क्या have I ever released any type of antibody against this antigen? Yes, it is going to remember, yes, I have released the antibody, and झटाझट ये क्या करेगा, it is going to release the antibody. This is how immune system works, basic thing. Now you have seen that this is called CD4 cells. This is called CD4 cells, but in short we call it T cells also. In short we call it T cells also. T cells also. ठीक है ना? T cells also. Is it okay, अजीत जी? Things are bit cleared. बताइए. ठीक है, क्लियर. अजीत जी क्लियर. सो सपोज दिस इज अ वायरस. Over the surface of the virus, if you see in the cases of COVID, we are having a projection. That projection is called what? A spike protein. So that spike protein is basically antigen. Okay. So when it penetrates into a cell, the monocytic cell, it's one of the cell of your WBC. It is going to engulf that virus, and the surface protein, it is going to attach over the surface. In our blood, continuous CD4 cells, or we call it T cells, are being found. Their purpose is to see whether our body is being invaded, our body is being infected with antigens, and once it is detected, it is going to communicate to our immune system, particularly B lymphocytic cell and T lymphocytic cell. When B lymphocytic cell came to know that our body is being invaded with antigen, it is going to release the antibody, and the same antibody is going to neutralize your antigen. But at the same time, immunological memory is going to get developed, and this is the how they are going to communicate. Communicate means what? ये communicate करते हैं अजीत क्यों? अजीत जी, what type of question is this? ठीक है, they communicate it. Okay, so in this immunological memory, but after that, after our immune cell जो है, just a minute. After our immune cell जो है, it has released antibody. At the same time, immunological memory will get developed. This particular immunological memory, it retains, वो याद रखता है, it retains what type of antibody it has released against what type of antigen. Now, in the next time, if the same virus is going to enter, now if the same virus is going to enter, what will happen? Now it will check from its immunological memory. अरे यार, have I released antibody against this antigen? Yes, it will release. Yes, it will remember कि yes, कि मैंने इसके खिलाफ एंटीबॉडी रिलीज हुई, झट से रिलीज कर देगा. दिस इज हाउ आवर इम्यून सिस्टम बेसिकली वर्क. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज, वी कॉल इट ए टी सेल्स. हम इसे क्या कहते हैं? टी सेल्स कहते हैं. ठीक है ना, टी सेल्स कहते हैं. नाउ यू कैन सी दैट T cells are taken from the patient blood and are changed into the lab by adding a gene from a man-made receptor, called CAR-T, and this helps them better identify the specific cancer antigens. The CAR-T cells are then given back to the patient. So what happens? This diagram is clear? देख पा रहे हैं? Is it clear? Is it visible to everyone? Whether this diagram is visible to everyone? बताइए. So you can see that now remove blood from the patient to get the T cells. You have taken there. Suppose this patient is suffering from cancer cells. Suppose this patient जो है, it is suffering from cancer cells. What you are going to do? You are going to collect the blood. Because in the blood only T cells are being found. Collect the blood. Not T cells. This is a particular T cells. ये आपका क्या है? T cells जो आपने निकाला. And after you have taken the T cells आपने लिया. तो T cells लेने के बाद जो है, what you will do? Insert gene from CAR. आप यहाँ पे क्या कीजिएगा? क्या कीजिएगा, यू आर गोइंग टू इंसर्ट द जीन फ्रॉम द कार, ठीक है ना, इसको सिरामिक एंटीजन रिसेप्टर कहते हैं, ठीक है, वी कॉल इट एज सिमेरिक एंटीजन रिसेप्टर। ये कार क्या आपका सिमेरिक, सॉरी वी कॉल इट एज सिमेरिक एंटीजन रिसेप्टर। आप क्या करेंगे, ठीक है ना, इंसर्ट जीन, यू आर गोइंग टू इंसर्ट। वेलकम ऑसम क्वीन, आप लोग क्लास करने आजकल आते नहीं है, एनी प्रॉब्लम? आप लोग जो आजकल क्लास करने नहीं आते हैं, एनी प्रॉब्लम? ऑसम क्वीन, क्लास करने आप लोग नहीं आते हैं आजकल, व्हाट इज द रीजन बिहाइंड इट? ठीक, now let us see again. Let us see. So now what we have did, suppose this patient is suffering from cancer cell. What we have to do, we have to take the blood, because in the blood only T cells are being formed. We have taken the T cells, and from these T cells basically we are having another type of cell in our body. We call it as serum is chimeric. We call it as chimeric antigen. We call it as chimeric antigen रिसेप्टर, सिमेरिक एंटीजन रिसेप्टर, ठीक है ना, सिमेरिक एंटीजन रिसेप्टर, ठीक है ना। अब यहाँ सिमेरिक एंटीजन की बात करेंगे, तो यहाँ से हमने जीन लेने के बाद जो है we have added this particular gene in the T cell, and this, अब ये क्या बन गया, now it has become CAR T cells। अब जो CAR T cell जो है, now it has the potential to attack cancerous cell। जो CAR T cell जो है, now it has the potential to kill cancerous cell, ठीक है ना। Now अभी CAR T cell जो है, you can grow this CAR T cells, number of CAR T cells can be grown in the laboratory। What you are going to do, आप इसको क्या कीजिएगा, you are going to infuse this CAR T cell into the human body। Now you can see initiative of T cells, that person is having the CAR T cells, and the CAR T cells की बात करेंगे तो CAR T cells they are more effective in targeting the cancer cell, so that person will be cured from the cancer, ठीक है ना। Is it okay? बताइए। Now how this particular technology work, it is working। So you are having two type of systems। Now how you are going to add the genes from CAR to T cells? The question is, suppose this is your CAR cell, chimeric antigen receptor, this is called chimeric antigen receptor। So suppose this particular gene is there, and this is your T cell, Now what you have to do, you have to take out this gene, and you have to put it over here, है ना, you have to inculcate this gene in the T cell। So now how it can be done? It can be done with the help of your genetic engineering, Generally, the more effective genetic engineering that you can employ over here is your CRISPR-Cas9 technology। Yes, थोड़ा सा आवाज बैठा हुआ है, ठीक है ना, ठीक है। Is it clear? So this is called T cell, ठीक है। Now, sorry, so this is your CAR cell, and that particular gene you have to inculcate in your T cells, so that these T cells become your CAR T cells बन जाएंगे, CAR T cells which are more effective in treating cancer, CAR T cells, ठीक है ना। Now how it can be done with the help of genetic engineering? Particularly you can go for employing CRISPR-Cas9 technology। particularly आप अगर चाहें, you can go for employing CRISPR-Cas9 technology, because already I have explained you what is CRISPR-Cas9 technology, ठीक है। In the beginning of genetic engineering, I have already taken the classes on CRISPR-Cas9 technology। when you consider CRISPR-Cas9 technology, it is very much effective, and apart from that, the chances of mutation is very less, ठीक है ना। How CRISPR-Cas9 technology works? You know that in CRISPR-Cas9 technology, basically there are two tools। one is your guide RNA. One is your guide RNA. What is the function of guide RNA? The function of guide RNA is to locate the position where you want to edit the gene engineering, genetic engineering. And once that position is located, then you are having Cas9. What is the purpose of Cas9? The purpose of Cas9 is to cut the located position. ठीक है ना? This is the basic of the CRISPR-Cas9 technology. Already we have taken the classes over it. Now, but here we are using endonuclease. Here we are using the particular technology. It's also a part of genetic engineering. This particular technology is called your engineered nuclease. Engineered nuclease. So how does it work? Genome editing uses a type of enzyme called engineered nuclease, which cuts the genome in a specific location. So you must be knowing that what is nuclease. Nuclease, basically there are two types of nuclease. One is called endonuclease, another is called exonuclease. Endonuclease की अगर बात करेंगे, it can cut the DNA at any position, but when you talk about exonuclease, it can cut the DNA at extreme position of itself. So we have engineered nuclease. Nuclease में भी क्या है? Engineered nuclease, ठीक है ना? वो basically आपका exact position में cut करता है. You can see that engineered nuclease are made up of two parts. A nucleus part that cuts the DNA and a DNA targeting part that is designed to guide the nucleus to a specific sequence of DNA. After cutting the DNA specific place, the cell will naturally repair the cut. ठीक है ना? तो हम लोग क्या यहाँ पे यूज करते हैं? For the purpose of removing this, we are using an enzyme called, इसको enzyme कहते हैं, ठीक है ना? Using an enzyme called nuclease. क्या कहते हैं इसको हम लोग? Nuclease enzyme कहते हैं, ठीक है ना? Once it is इसको आप बाहर निकालते हैं, after that इसको आप यहाँ पे add कर देते हैं, and add करने के बाद this particular cells become CAR T cells. अब ये क्या बन गया? Chimeric antigen receptor T cells, and this particular receptor जो है, it is very much effective in treating it. It is very much effective in killing your cancerous cell. And उसके बाद आप इस CAR T cells को क्या करेंगे? आप इसको generate करेंगे in the lab, and after that you can infuse it in the patient, and that patient will get treated. ठीक है ना? Is it okay? So this is our class regarding science and tech. Do not go anywhere. Everyone is requested to join my disaster management class. In today's class, we are going to discuss the disaster related to earthquake. What are the things we have to consider to protect us from the earthquake? So do not go anywhere. Everyone is requested to join my classes. Thank you everyone. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.